Hey folks, Fish Den 365 here. We've just arrived at Lake Onalani with just 2 rods in hand. We've got a mouse lure on one rod, and on the other rod we'll be throwing either a fluke and or a Senko. So we'll see. We'll first try the top waters as the pads are coming up now. So we'll be throwing a top water mouse to see what we can get that way. If the fishing's slow, then we'll go with the fluke and then finally the Senko. We're only going to spend a few hours out here. It's midday. It's about 10:35 this morning. We'll fish till about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then we'll call it a day. But I think that we've had this kind of weather now where it's been overcast again for a few days, and I just think that the fish might be fairly active. We'll find out. All right, let's see how we do.
It's a good fish, too. Well, we had to work for this guy, but we got him, folks. Boy, are they shy right now. Ouch. Pliers. Not a bad one.
Well folks, it was interesting what we just learned here. You know, we've been throwing this mouse lure and the Senko and the super fluke, and we've been throwing it out there and not getting any bites, just a few hits here and there. But there were fish chasing bait right along the bank here. We're talking in inches of water. Threw the mouse over there and you saw what happened. I caught that bass. And then over here, same thing. Something was chasing bait. I threw the mouse over there, and that was a bigger fish. That was at least a 4-pounder. Blew up on the mouse. I set the hook and I just missed him. But that was a good fish. And then I took a walk along the shallows to see what's going on. And sure enough, the bluegills are on their spawning beds. And this is the time of year when some portion of the population of largemouths are getting revenge on those bluegills for the bluegills eating the largemouth's fries after the largemouth is spawned. So I did see some real tiny largemouth fry about 1 inch long. They're no longer being protected by the males, at least not the ones I saw. But there were quite a number of bluegills still on beds back here, and some of these bass are just in real shallow water taking advantage of these bluegills on their beds. So it's pretty much time for me to go, but I think what I'm going to do is I walk back down to where my car is. I might just go down to the bank a couple times and just throw the mouse in real shallow water, see if I can't get a couple more bass that way, or at least get them to follow. I could always throw a Senko or something else in there too. It's more fun getting them on top water, and this is a weedless presentation, which helps too, because right now we got a lot of the pads and a lot of this milfoil with a lot of algae on it. So we did manage one more bass on our way back, which just reinforced that pattern that was going on. Something to remember when, at this time of year, when that bluegill spawn is going on, the bass can be extremely shallow, right against the bank in a foot or two of water. And they're just in there milling around looking for an opportunity to eat those bluegills. Some people say they're getting revenge because the bluegills eat the bass eggs. It may not have anything to do with that. It's just a feeding opportunity for the bass. Those bluegills have to be on their beds. The bass are there to feed on those bluegills. So it may just be that simple. But something to remember, this is the time of year when that's going on a lot of the lakes in the area where I fish. And it was a fun day of fishing out there. I wish I would have figured that out sooner because I would have caught more fish. I could have just walked along the shorelines. The bait we were using was a Savage Gear Lily Ninja Mouse. I was throwing a white one. It's easy to see. Perhaps if I was throwing one that was closer to a bluegill color, it would have been more effective, but the ones I caught had that bait down their mouths very well, as you saw on the video. So probably didn't matter. Something for me to experiment with in the future. Well, if you like that video, please hit the like button. Remember to subscribe to my channel. When you do, hit that bell symbol. That way you'll be notified when I put out another video. I'm putting out 2 videos a week at least, sometimes 3. And I will have another video out soon. We're getting very close to 250 subscribers. When we get that, we'll be doing a giveaway of a topwater lure called a Norman Top Dollar. You'll see a separate video on that very soon. I'm Fish Den 365. We're certified Bassified, and may God bless your fishing endeavors.